Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to make a DoodleBob rug, and this is the frame I'm going to be using. I also have a projector over here. I need to stand this up and project my DoodleBob image onto my fabric. So as you can see, I had to kind of stack things up. Also, this projector is just from Amazon. I just found the cheapest projector. It connects to my phone, and then I could just put the image on here. One thing I'll mention is remember to reverse your image because the rug is going to turn out backwards on the back if you don't do it that way. So this is it. Now I'm going to trace it with a marker. I'm just picking up the arms a tiny bit. Now that the tracing's all done, as you can see, I thickened up some areas. This already looked like this thickness. I'm probably just going to try to match it a bit, but yeah, here's the rug gun that I'm going to be using. You can purchase it on my website, iMakeRugs.com. I sell everything you need to get started making your own rugs, including a kit where you could get a frame, the rug gun, and fabric, and instructions as well on how to set it all up. So it's super easy to get started. We're pretty much only going to need black and white. I put the yarn on this little area here, and I rarely ever use one yarn, because the reason for that is because it will take way longer. So if I were to just only use one yarn inside of my rug gun, it's just very thin lines. So that's why I double it up and put 2 yarn spools on here. I get these two and I put them up here on these little eyelets, and then I feed it into my rug gun. So this tool, I give these with every purchase, but it's called a loop threader. And basically this is used to make it super easy to put your yarn into your rug gun. And so what you do is you grab your loop threader and you put it through this top loop here. Then you'll grab your yarn and put it in it, and you'll pull it through like that. And you grab your loop threader and put it through the bottom like this, just like that. And then you'll grab your yarn and stick it through your loop threader like that, and then just pull it right through. And now you have your yarn through your rug gun. Now that your rug gun's all ready to go, you can start making your rug. And typically when I start making my rug, I will start with the outline, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. You can start with the inner part. It doesn't really matter. I always go in an upward motion. The reason for this is you don't want to push down, because if you push down like this, it doesn't work and you'll create holes in your fabric, as you can see here. So you always want to picture it as like if this was a sewing machine, and sewing machines could basically go only one way. But yeah, you're always going upward in an upward motion, whether that be like that or like that. And to make it easier as well, you hold this handle and you turn this instead of turning the whole entire thing, because this can move around. So like, you could also take your time with it too, like this curve right here. If I know that it's going to be a little bit harder to do, I'll just click the trigger. And go at my own pace. And these little excess pieces could either be cut off, or you could just pull them out to make it look cleaner and easier to see the parts that you need to finish. Because sometimes if you just continue to go and you have little pieces like this, they can cover up small details that you need to finish. And I'll show you what it looks like on the back while I'm actually using the rug gun. And right now you might think that it looks stuffed, but once I add the white, it starts to condense a lot more and looks more like it. So as you can see, I have a mask on. This part isn't completely necessary, but I recommend wearing a mask when doing this because a lot of fibers come out when you're shaving your rug. And I finished the black part, and I like to trim it afterwards a little bit, just so it's easier afterwards when I put the white and I don't have to trim as much. So that's what I'm doing right now. You don't necessarily have to do this. It's just a personal preference. As you can see now, I trimmed up the areas a little bit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the white. And when I put away my yarn, I just get both of the strands and I wrap it up like this, because I'm gonna end up using both of them together again and it doesn't get all messy. So this shaper is basically used mainly for cutting and making the lines a lot cleaner. So as you can see, it looks a little rough here. And I'll just go ahead and brush it a bit like that. And then I'll use this and you'll see how clean it looks afterwards. See, like right here, I need to go over it one more time. Like that. And I'll just continue this process throughout the whole rug. It is super hot outside, so this is gonna dry up super fast. So you might see a lot of people using fancy glue, but I found out that Elmer's glue is perfect. And just apply a thick layer of Elmer's glue and let it sit out to dry. If you're in a cold area or if it's a winter time, I'd recommend just letting it sit there and dry over a day or two. But if you're in a hot area, or if you could leave it out somewhere that's dry, then I think it would be fine to dry in about like an hour to 4 hours, because this for sure is gonna definitely dry within an hour where I'm at right now. But then again, where I'm at, it is currently like 110 degrees outside. So all I do is spread it with a putty knife like this, and then I make sure to get the edges as well, just because it makes it a lot easier to cut later on. Like that. Now that it's all dry, all I have to do is cut the edges. So I'm gonna just roughly cut at first. And then there's multiple ways to cut, to finish the backing. But for this rug, I'm probably just gonna hang it on the wall. So what I'm gonna do is just cut it all the way to the edge. But other people will do something like this, and then you could fold it and hot glue it, but you don't have to do that. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and hot glue these edges just so I could show you guys how to do it, and I think it'll look really good. So what I'm gonna do is, you see certain corners I won't be able to cut, or I won't be able to fold, so instead I'm gonna do that, then I could fold it. I like to do certain sections like this. So for example, I'll hot glue this like that, then I'll hot glue this. And it makes it super easy. Remember how I put the glue on the edges? This fabric becomes hard, and now it's like super easy to cut like that. And look, it stays in one place too. It's not like flopping around everywhere. And here's the finished rug. I love how this rug came out. It looks so cool. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And remember, if you want to get a rug gun and start making your own rugs, go to my website, iMakeRugs.com. I sell everything you need to get started, and I also have a ton of helpful videos so you're not lost along the way. Thank you guys so much again, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.